Hey everyone, this is Sonia with Jamberry Nails, and I've been promising I would be getting you guys a nail prep video, so here we go. So I'm just going to be working on my daughter. We're going to apply some jams to her toes. She needs a pedicure, and I'm only going to do one nail, but I'm going to give a lot of tips and tricks throughout this video. So first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and say that she's already washed her toes, and I went ahead and washed her feet with Dawn dish soap just because it really cuts back the grease and any oils that are on the skin, and that's very important. So next, I'm going to go ahead and use the Jamberry cuticle remover pen. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know how in love I am with this product. There's also a review on it that I've left and to show how the product actually works, so you can go ahead and check that out. So I'm just going to apply that on there, and this will help push the cuticles back, and it'll also help remove any invisible cuticle on the nail. And like I said, like, this stuff lifts off really easy. I know this is really gross, but see what I mean? I know every time I talk about this pen and then I show you guys what it does, I have to tell you how gross I think it is, huh? Don't you notice I need some jams too myself, huh? That's tomorrow. Okay, so we got her nail pretty clean. If you can see, there's nothing really on it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry a little bit. What I like to do is there's not really much shine on her nail, but I'm going to just go ahead and buff it real light. Just any shine there is, it'll just help smoothen out the tip. And I just use a regular buffing block. This one's by Jamberry, but you can just use any one. You can use, at this step, you can use an alcohol, just any kind of alcohol wipe if you want. I'm actually going to use the Jamberry Nail Prep. It's really awesome. It comes in a pump top bottle, so you can get what you need. Whatever you don't use will go back into the bottle. So it comes in handy. This stuff is $16, and it's available on my website. And I'm just going to go ahead and, this will do the same thing as the alcohol. But this conditions the nail, and I really like that about it because it doesn't leave your nail feeling really dry and, you know, kind of like, you know, alcohol does. And then I'm just going to let that dry. And her nail is ready to go, so that's pretty much all there is to getting the nail prepped. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown on some tips and tricks to do in order to get a really good seal, because I'm noticing that a lot of people have a lot of problems getting them to seal or having problems with them lifting after a couple days. So here's some tips. First of all, try not to overheat your wraps. 3 to 5 seconds is sufficient time to get a nail. Just, you know, I do the cold method. You can also see the video on that, but the cold application method is where you actually heat the wrap after you put it on. You can heat it before. It only takes 3 to 5 seconds before your wrap is activated, and the vinyl sticky part on the back of the wrap will adhere to your nails. Another thing is, after you're done applying your nail, and you've already cut it down and you're ready to file, make sure that you're filing in a downward motion. So just, well, she has a wrap, but you're going to file in a downward motion. And try to go as much at a 90-degree angle as you can to the nail. Now, if you see she has really short nails, she's also a nail biter, and I like to keep my nails short also. So maybe it's a little bit rebel here, but I will file downward, and if I have to go at a little diagonal, I will. So it's kind of side to side, but it's downward and to the side. And there might be a little bit of a more of an angle than 90 degrees, but I haven't had no problems with the tips of my wraps. They're not fraying or anything, so it's been working for me, and I've been doing it since I started this, so you won't really see a big problem with that. Another thing is to make sure that you haven't submerged your nails, like within a couple hours before applying the wraps. You know, you don't want to go swimming and try to apply, because you have a lot of moisture in your nails at that point. Another thing is you also don't want to wash dishes, take a shower, go swimming within at least 1 to 2 hours. The best time to apply your nails is at night before you go to bed. That way, you know, they have time to actually sit and bind to your nail. and then form that really watertight seal that you're looking for. Another thing, although the cuticle oil is totally awesome to use and it's really great for your nails and your cuticles, it's best not to use this for at least a couple hours, at least an hour. Just again, you just want to form that watertight bond. I know there's a lot of tips and tricks, huh? But this will give you a really good bond, and that's what we're looking for to make the most out of your wrap. Another thing is, if you don't see invisible cuticle, I'm just going to do a quick demo on this real quick. You don't really see anything there, right? So don't assume just because you don't see it that it's not there. Because let me show you what's going to happen. Okay, it's totally clean now. Okay, there's nothing on this. So you think that there's nothing on your nail, and then you start prepping. And of course we didn't see anything. So some people think that they don't have it, so then they just move on. I say out of 100 people, 100 people have some form of invisible cuticle. Okay, so we're just going to zoom in here. You see that? That's all skin, and that will keep your wraps from sticking, and it will cause them to lift. So even if it's just a little bit, make sure you're getting it all up, because, again, it's the culprit to not having long-lasting jams. Another thing is, when you're sizing your jams, you're going to want to go a size smaller. So even if it looks like it's too small for your nail, most people don't look that close. So you don't want it to go bigger. Sorry, these are all... you don't want to go bigger, even though it might look like it fits the nail better. If it's touching any part of the skin, it's going to lift. That's just, these and skin just do not mix. So shoot to the smaller side. You'll love yourself for it later. Another thing I could say, I think this is last but not least, and it's very important, is once you're done filing and getting it all set up so your nail will look like this. This is already a few days old, so she kind of did one without me. They are that easy, but reheat them when you're done. You can apply the baggie, just a normal bag over, and then reheat the nail. It'll help get a even bond for the heat, and reheating will just cause it to seal. Another thing I've chosen to start doing, a lot of people do it, some people don't, is I also rebuff the nail at the end, just in case there's any jagged ends on the end of your nail after you've cut and filed. It'll buff them out. That's pretty much it to get a good seal. And if you have any questions, I will be here to answer questions if you just leave comments. And